Hey guys, welcome to Dream Coin, where we show how to invest for a better tomorrow. My name's Tyler, and today we're going to be going over the Chinese company DiDi, when they're going to be going public, and where I think their price action is going to be going based off of where their IPO takes place and the different things driving the company currently. So before we get into the actual IPO, I'm going to be going over what DiDi actually is, which is essentially an autonomous service that could do things like taxiing or chauffeuring or different variations of those kind of things. They're currently mainly based in China, but they're already working on expanding globally. It can be found here on this page, which include Australia and Russia and Mexico and Japan, and just a bigger list that's expanding more as they look into where they can go as a company. They're looking not only to expand inside of individual transportation and methods that people would usually use that way in lieu of Lyft and Uber, but they're also looking at more commercial transportation like buses and everything. And their different vehicles that they're looking to use are also meant to be all electric, which is even more of a possible market share they could expand into over the next few years, especially with Biden's administration going for more infrastructure based around renewable energy and electric vehicles, presumably. One other thing you should be looking at when dealing with DiDi is that they do have some major shareholders in the names of SoftBank, Uber, and Tencent, which are big entities in their respective areas, especially with Uber being a significant portion of a lot of the US's transportation services now. And this could possibly set up different partnerships with each of these in the future and somehow intertwine a bigger horizon for where DiDi can go. DiDi has also been seeing a lot of success even as compared to Uber, where they had 156 million monthly users in Q1, while Uber had only about 98 million, which is about 50% higher of Uber's. And then in China's official ride hailing data, they showed that about 365 million users were in their country as of December, which if you go off of these numbers, DiDi has a huge portion of that and helps them kind of monopolize China in that respect. Their revenue was also about 200% more than Uber's, with their revenue from Q1 year over year being $6.6 billion, whereas Uber was about $2.9 billion in that same period. And some of the big things that DiDi is trying to do is use some of its proceeds from different ways of finances, particularly with the IPO, to expand on electric vehicles and autonomous driving and different technologies that will go towards all of that. And then the other portion that they're looking to reinvest back into their business is going to go more towards that international expansion and new product development, potentially of new vehicles, or finding out ways to integrate with like traffic lights and things like that. Right now, the shares for the IPO listing are expected to be between $13 and $14 per issue. So when we look at the amount of shares that they're looking to issue specifically for the IPO, this would list them about $60 billion in market cap. They are expected to be publicly listed Wednesday, June 30th, and that would put the IPO expected to be tomorrow, Tuesday, June 29th. Now, this would get a lot of people in. I don't think Robinhood or anything is having this IPO listing, but we do have it up on Webull. Looking at the Webull page for the DiDi IPO, we can see that the expected listing date also has June 30th for them, which gives us two separate sources outlining that as the official listing date, which would leave me to assume the IPO is going to be tomorrow, Tuesday, June 29th. Now, this is most likely going to be closer to midday or lunchtime. That's generally what happens with IPOs. They normally don't start trading until a few hours after market open. So this could possibly start trading around 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern is my guess. And that'll give us a good 3 to 4 hours for intraday market trading. And then we can see how it might react in its first aftermarket period. Since these are initially priced at $13 to $14, I think this could see a pretty good boost at the time that they go actual listing. I believe once they hit public, they have a good chance to see over $20 at least on a spike. So I'm going to be looking for it to at least get between $20 to $25 minimum on a spike. And then obviously a lot of IPOs generally pull back from the sell-offs on those peaks. So we could see this settle back down to the $13 to $14 area, but I think it might rest just a little higher from where they're issued at IPO wise, because this is a company that has a lot of decent public backing for them from bigger companies. And then on top of that, we're going to be seeing a lot of people that either trade internationally that use US stocks, or just people that know of the company and are excited about what they can do are going to be piling in and trying to get a piece of this while they can still early. That's what I'm going to be looking for short term. And then long term, it's going to be hard to say for now, but depending on how they react after the IPO, I'm going to be looking for 40 bucks on Didi. Make sure you guys check out my Clear Secure stock IPO video as well if you're interested in this one, just because they're going to be going live tomorrow as well. And this will give you a couple different options for what could be looking into a good market day tomorrow for both of these. Other than that, that's going to do it for me in this video today, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.